When World War II ended, millions of soldiers came home to a country facing a massive housing shortage. Cities were strained, and families needed a place to live, fast. The solution came from a surprising place, the battlefield itself. Meet the Quonset Hut, the simple steel, semicircular building that had sheltered troops and equipment during the war. Originally, the U.S. government planned to scrap these military surplus structures, but as bases closed down, an unexpected demand surged. Veterans and towns saw the potential in these affordable, adaptable buildings. They were a ready-made answer to a national crisis. By 1946, the government started selling them to the public for about $1,000 to $2,500 each. Compare that to the $8,000 price tag for a traditional home of similar size, and you can see why they were a game changer. For families struggling to find a home, this was an instant solution. Suddenly, entire neighborhoods of these unique, curved steel homes started popping up. In Los Angeles, a community called Roger Young Village housed 750 families in converted military huts. Over in Portland, Oregon, the Fairview Addition neighborhood consisted of 350 Quonset homes, complete with gardens and vibrant, colorful paint jobs that transformed them from military surplus into cozy family dwellings. The magic of the Quonset Hut was its incredible flexibility. The open, clear-span interior meant families could design their own layouts. They'd add wooden partitions to create bedrooms, kitchens, and living rooms. Some got even more creative, connecting multiple huts to form larger homes or even partially burying them for better insulation. These weren't just cookie-cutter houses. They were a canvas for post-war suburban creativity, blending practicality with a personal touch. But the Quonset Hut's impact went far beyond housing. The post-war baby boom was overwhelming schools, especially in rural areas. Districts needed classrooms, and they needed them yesterday. A single Quonset Hut could hold about 30 students and cost a tenth of what it took to build a traditional school building. By 1950, thousands of schools across the country were using Quonset Huts as classrooms. An entire generation of kids literally grew up under these curved steel roofs, a daily reminder of how wartime innovation was shaping their world. Religious communities faced similar challenges. As towns grew, congregations needed a place to worship, but building a permanent church took time and a lot of money. Quonset Huts offered an immediate solution. For example, the First Presbyterian Church in Levittown, Pennsylvania, held its services in a Quonset Hut for 15 years, from 1952 all the way to 1967. They valued speed and accessibility, proving that a strong community doesn't need a grand building to thrive. The business world also embraced the practicality of the Quonset. Small business owners used them as machine shops, auto repair garages, and warehouses. Farmers found them perfect for storing grain, sheltering equipment, and housing livestock. The design, with no internal columns to get in the way, provided maximum usable space. Plus, they were incredibly low maintenance. A little washing and a quick check of the fasteners, and these structures could last for decades. They were the ultimate utility player in America's post-war economic boom. More than just a building, the Quonset Hut became a cultural symbol. It represented American ingenuity, resilience, and a can-do spirit. Photos and films from the era didn't portray them as temporary shelters, but as emblems of practical problem-solving. Over time, historians began to recognize them as a unique form of architecture, a perfect example of how military technology could be adapted for civilian life. Today, some surviving huts have even been designated as historic landmarks. The story doesn't end there. The fundamental design principles of the Quonset Hut continue to influence modern architecture and emergency response. Humanitarian groups like the UN Refugee Agency have developed modern shelters inspired by the Quonset model. These updated units use the same core ideas, arched frames, prefabricated parts, and rapid assembly to shelter displaced people around the globe, from Africa to the Middle East. The engineering from 1942 is still saving lives today. Its design has also proven to be incredibly disaster-resistant. After Hurricane Katrina in 2005, studies showed that these curved, arch-like structures withstood hurricane-force winds far better than traditional rectangular buildings. The aerodynamic shape, originally designed to survive Pacific typhoons, is now a key feature in modern stormproof construction. And believe it or not, the Quonset hut is making a comeback in civilian housing. You can see its influence in modern prefabricated cabins, tiny homes, and off-grid shelters. High-end designers are even adapting the iconic shape into luxury homes with glass walls and premium finishes, turning a humble military structure into a modern design statement. From a wartime necessity to a cultural icon, the Quonset hut's journey is a fascinating story of adaptation. It shows how simple, durable design can solve urgent human needs, from housing and education to worship and commerce. Its legacy proves that a brilliant engineering solution can transcend its original purpose and continue to shape our world for generations. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you do not miss our next dive into the hidden histories that shaped our world. See you next time.